Welcome back, Canisius High School community. It is Andy Deyell, your Vice President for Institutional Advancement, back with another episode of Conversations with Canisius, our regular Zoom series where we check in with alums all over Buffalo, the United States, and the world, really, and see what they've been up to since their time here at 1180 Delaware. I am joined today by Brandon Littles from the class of 2002. Brandon, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Andy. How about you?
I'm well, thank you. Brandon is the Director of U.S. Digital Claims for Inshur, and we will get into what Inshur does and what it means to be the Director of U.S. Digital Claims in a second, Brandon. But what we're going to do first is we're going to go backwards in time and tell us a little bit, Brandon, about your middle school years and how you found out about Canisius and how you got to school.
Yeah, great. So I actually went to middle school in Casey Middle School out in East Amherst. I was there actually through 7th grade. 8th grade, my family decided to move to Jamestown for a brief stint, actually. And I was there for 1 year, and we decided to move back to Buffalo. So after graduating 8th grade from Washington Middle School, actually in Jamestown, we came back to Buffalo, and my dad pretty much said, "Hey, you're going to Canisius." What's that? And so that's when I first learned about Canisius High School. And my dad has definitely envisioned a bright future for his sons. So that's kind of like where it started.
That's great. And so in your time at Canisius, who were your main influences, like from a faculty perspective, and what kind of activities were you involved in?
Yeah. From a faculty perspective, I gotta say one of my earliest influences, I would say, was Father Higgins. He was my first math teacher before he became president of the school at the time. And I was told early on from my big brother at the time, because I was a freshman, I told him I had Father Higgins as a math teacher. And he said, "Oh, all right, good luck with that." And I remember being a little nervous, and he actually was like, "No, actually, in all seriousness, he's really going to push you. He's going to expect the best out of you." And that was actually true through Canisius, through my time at Canisius and beyond. I definitely kept in contact with him until his departure. But he was definitely probably the main influence there. I also had my first homeroom teacher was Mr. Beecher as well. So he was a great influence, and a guy that had a deep, loud voice. I remember that being a freshman there, and also my history teacher initially. And then I have to say both the two deanies were an influence as well. From English class senior year, along with Mr. Giudini, that also taught music as well. So plenty of influences there.
That's great. And so what kind of activities, sports, clubs were you involved in during your time at Canisius?
Yeah, no, great question. Actually was involved in track and field from sophomore through senior year. Freshman year I was involved with the volleyball team then, and I actually first met with Coach Lombardo then, and he eventually became my track coach as well throughout my high school year. So he was actually another great influence too. I participated in a number of events, mainly triple jump, long jump, high jump. I was forced to do the 400 a couple of times, 200 as well. So I definitely got my full exposure to the track and field.
And you're being modest. I believe you have a school record or set a few school records during your time, correct?
Yeah, there's at the time I did set the indoor triple jump record. So I believe I still have it, but I don't know. I'm sure maybe someone has come along since 2002 and crushed it.
Funny. I'll check on that for you.
Yeah.
So after your graduation, where did you go for undergrad? And then tell us a little bit about sort of your movement around the U.S. and your early career.
Yeah, no, great. So after graduating from Canisius, I actually attended North Carolina A&T State University, historically Black college, actually. And that was a great experience because of the fact that Canisius actually set me up properly for college and for life, obviously. And what I realized that at A&T, we call it, or T for short, was a similar experience that I had for Canisius as well, from an aspect of the faculty and staff really caring about the students and their academic achievements and their life achievements as well. Obviously, there was definitely a huge dichotomy between my experience at Canisius High School, being Jesuit, a private all boys school, mainly white, and
Predominantly white, sure.
going to a historically Black college was definitely a great experience for me, and definitely enjoyed that. And seeing other people like myself that were out in college looking to do better in life as well.
That's great. It's great. And so, tell us about Inshur, the company Inshur. Tell us a little bit about how you got there, how you found yourself at a company like that. But I believe you'd given some insurance before that, though, right? Maybe I should back up a little bit before you get to Inshur. Talk about a little bit about your post college early career.
Yeah, that's a great question. So after college, I should say during my senior year, I actually interviewed with a company called Amica. Amica is a mutual insurance company, and they actually offered me an entry-level position in claims shortly before I graduated from college. And with Amica, I was a claims adjuster initially out in the field investigating multi-line claims. At the time, adjusters handled auto claims along with property damage claims. And so my job was actually go out to the field, meet with customers, investigate claims, coverages, and so forth, and really have a clear understanding of the personal lines products that are out there. So with Amica, they gave me a huge opportunity to travel across the country. I worked in a number of different offices from Rhode Island to Baltimore to Florida, Boston, and definitely enjoyed a 13-year career with them. I was a supervisor, and I was also an assistant manager, and also a manager in which I managed a couple of different offices before having the opportunity to come to Inshur. With Inshur, and that's spelled Inshur, a lot of people get that confused with beverages and so forth. But so with Inshur, what I had the opportunity to do with them was actually leverage the experience that I had from Amica and being able to work with them. They're an insurtech startup that actually provides professional insurance for rideshare drivers in New York City. Also offer a similar product in the UK and the Netherlands at the moment. And they actually wanted to start having claims being handled by Inshur staff or being handled in-house. And so they didn't have a staff at all. I was the very first claims employee selected to work at Inshur. And it was my job to facilitate creating a claims department from scratch and basically taking it from there. And so I've been with Inshur for 2 years now, and we actually have a fully fledged claims department at this point. And we've been handling all of our own claims since October of last year.
Wow. And that's a bit of a risk, right? To leave an established company and to sort of jump on board with a startup, but in that type of entrepreneurial spirit, I mean, it's not without its risk, right? So what kind of things were you weighing when you were considering making that kind of jump?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So I would say the main thing was the fact that there was nothing wrong with my career at Amica, like we talked about. It was something that was very stable and well established. The company's been around for over 100 years. The opportunity with Inshur was one that I felt that was once in a lifetime. Because of the fact that it's not too many insurance companies and so forth out there. They're actually starting a claims department just from scratch. That's not common, or that wasn't common at the time. So the main thing for me was the opportunity to, be able to leverage the experience that I had and being able to say, all right, I understand what the finished product looks like, for lack of a better term. And I had the opportunity to then take that experience, understanding what that finished product is, and being able to actually build it from scratch and kind of going through the ins and outs and being able to avoid some of those pitfalls that someone who doesn't have the experience that I had may fall into.
That's great. Well, as you think of the Canisius High School graduates who are, just graduating today, heading off to college, our graduates who are leaving college and entering the work world, what kind of advice would you give, a young man today who's starting out in the world and is starting to build a career?
Yeah, I think the main thing I have to say is being able to gain as much experience as you possibly can. One of the things is when you're in college and so forth, I would definitely say to take advantage of being able to take challenging courses for your your extracurricular courses that you have there. So you have your core courses that you take, and you have your electives. And so I would say, take advantage of that. Obviously, technology is going to be with us for now and into the future. We're talking about, robotics and so forth, AI, machine learning and so on. So I think it would behoove anyone who's going out into the workforce to have at least some peripheral knowledge of technology. So I would highly recommend to take challenging elective courses when you're in college to get that. Post-college, I would recommend that, not be afraid of taking opportunities that may be a little bit of a leap, that is going to expand your knowledge, expand your experience and so forth, because of the fact that, employees and so forth, even when I'm looking to recruit somebody, I'm looking for someone that does have a plethora of knowledge from different areas. And then the other piece is, even if you are established and so forth in your career and so on, don't be afraid for doing continuing education. Now, that can be anything from going to grad school, that can be from learning online, Udemy, Coursera, and so forth. There are a number of different platforms that can do online learning. And with that online learning, you're able to expand your knowledge outside of what you may have, time for during your regular 9 to 5, if you will.
That's superb advice. Very good. Yeah. So as you are looking into the future now, Brandon, what do you, as you look at short term, medium term, long term, you're a very young man, like what are your goals and what does the future hold for Brandon Littles?
Yeah, that's a tough
As
question.
if right?
Let me pull my 8 ball over here. But
Yeah, right.
no, I would say the main thing right now that I'm looking forward to is actually with my career, we're looking to expand products and so forth in other markets and so on. So really, increasing my knowledge in other markets to have us expand there. I would say that I'm looking forward to giving more. That's another thing. I always look for opportunities to give, whether it's through my church, through Canisius, through my alma mater in college and so forth. So looking for opportunities to be able to give more as well. And just looking to see what other opportunities are out there.
That's great. Well, thank you for spending time with us today. I know we had a short visit, but we learned a lot about you. We hope you stay in touch, and good luck and best of luck in the future. And we hope to see you back here on campus again soon.
Definitely will. And thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Brandon.
All right. Bye.